It started. Here he is, man himself. EA Diggers.
Yeah.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the truck. What's this all about? I've not seen this before.
Because my one's off the road.
Oh, you borrowed it?
Yeah, my mate, he's so nice to me. He was like, just
what does
take
he
my
do?
Truck. He does waste clearance all round Worthing and everything like that.
Give your man a free plug then, shall we, while we're online? We're going on YouTube with this. Get it done. Oh, get it gone. Yeah, I like that. That's good. All right, man. Well, we'll get the digger off and crack on, shall we?
We will indeed.
Hello all, welcome along. We are doing block paving this week, so I thought I'd do a whole 3-part series on how to do block paving. Hope you enjoy. If it's something you want to learn, stick around, follow us, and enjoy. Hopefully, you know, even if you do it for a living, there might be some tricks you can learn. We're all learning, you know, we're never too old to learn. So yeah, let me explain the rest of the job and let's get cracking.
Right guys, here we are. This is Brighton, doing a block paved driveway here. Nothing too fancy. There's a big retaining wall here, a 4-inch retaining wall there, which is staying. We're going to put a couple of acos in here because we've got a step in the middle and an acco up here. We'll have a shingle, not a French drain, but a shingle patch at the side. We want to catch water coming off here, and then we also want to prevent it here. So we're just trying to do what we can to control any surface water. First thing you do, if you're doing block paving and you're here to learn, you come out onto the patio, onto the pavement, and look for any services. Bosh. First one, water. Yeah, this is a great sign because we would assume that the water runs down here to the house. Good news. We're looking for electric, we're looking for anything that might be gas. We've had a good look around the house. Always the first thing you do before you put the bucket in the ground. And we can see there's an electric cable that runs to the back garden. That tells us there's probably an electric consumer unit there. That gives me an idea that electric's probably here. And then lastly, whenever you're digging patios, driveways, we always want to dig in the way of the direction that any services might be. That way you've got a good chance if there's gas or something, you're going to just scuff the top of it and see it. If you're digging this way, you've got a really good chance of ripping it out. So let's get the machine off and get started.
So here's Ellis on my 3-ton machine. He's having a little play. We're always trying to be quick here, and the idea is get it dug out. He had the grab lorry coming at 10 a.m. So we dug it all to one side, put our Taram on the other side. You can see the Taram there in white. Stone on the Taram, got all the muck away, and then we can spread it all across. Please be aware, you always want to be using Taram on the driveways. It stops the stone and the mud mixing, which causes it to sink. It's an essential part. Contrary to common belief, it doesn't stop weeds. That's not its intention.
Alright, so look, sweaty groundwork berserk here. He's making me do all the labouring, this fella. Jesus. Too old for this, hey? But anyway, have a look. So, stone turned up, Taram down. We're just tracking it in now. We're going to be a little bit short on the stone, but I've got my tipper here. So we'll go locally and go and grab another. We're a ton short, I'd say. We could have left it and used a bit more sand, but really the stone's a better thing to have underneath. So once Ellis has finished tracking it all in, and you don't need to, you can just whacker plate it. To be honest, I wouldn't waste my time tracking it in, but each man to his own, right? We've all got our own little ways of doing it, and to be fair, it is looking nice and tidy now. What you're going to see later on in this video is us screeding it, and if you actually look, we've got 2 angles. So we're level at the back, we've got a fall here, and we've got a fall this way and this way, and they're all different. So the whole driveway is going to have this weird angle on it. That's not a problem, but you do need to give it a bit of thought when you start screeding it out with your sharp sand to get it looking right. It can look like a real pig's ear if you don't get it right, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think we're going to get them acos bedded in at the back there. Sharp sand mix, sharp sand and dust. We'll do a 3 or a 4 in 1. I think a 4 in 1 will do us with its sharp sand. Yeah, we'll get them in, get them done, it'll look nice. And then I think we're going to put one in over here. So we'll see. Alright guys, I'm in Robbins of Hurstmonceau. Yeah, that's a weird name, isn't it? Basically a big yard here for hardcore. I'm on the weighbridge at the minute, and I always seem to turn up when they're on a lunch break. I swear these guys are always on a damn lunch break, and they'll have no one here doing anything. Fucking really grips my shit actually. But yeah, a lot of people dropping clean hardcore off. You can see their pile of crush up here. There's a lot of it. You can buy MOT, tarmac, planings, do it all here. We're just going to have a bit more MOT for the job, and yeah, happy days. He's loving my Makita Sorter boy, don't ya? Hey, you like that, don't you? Admit it. Right, so the ACO channels are in. There's something to be said for setting out. Ellis here, he's a bit of a perfectionist. He likes to get things right. Me, I'd have just done a string line off of there to there, but he had a little look at it. He likes it to be square, and actually he's right, because the herringbone pattern we're going to do, that does make it easier for cutting in. So we'll run a band up here now on a dry bed with a slurry. We're halfway through the day. We'll be screeding these tomorrow and laying blocks, so we're not hanging about. It's nice having two guys that do it for a living rather than one bloke and a labourer who don't know what he's doing. So let's get your details on there, boy, off your back. There you go. Good looking for someone. What areas you cover? You're kind of West Sussex really, aren't you? You go Surrey, don't you? Yeah. Go up to Croydon?
Yeah, up to London.
Yeah. I always tell people I go up to the Thames River and down to the south coast, and that's pretty much me.
Yeah. I've been to Cornwall. Done a job.
You did do a big job in Cornwall, didn't you? Dragged all your gear down there. Was it worth doing?
Oh yeah.
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 Right guys, laying an edger. Can you even see me? You can't, can you? Well, we are laying edges, right? So you want these laid on at least 2 inches of muck, I would say. We're spot on here for about 2.5 inches. Dry mix, right? 4, 5 and 1, sharp sand, dust, nice and dry. The secret is, let me lift you up from there. This is dumb leaving it at this stupid angle. All right. So dry mix, yeah. I'd probably say a 5 and 1, 4 and 1, something like that. The key to it is it's got to be a little bit wet so you get the reaction out of the cement, yeah. The key and the way you test it is you get a snowball of your gear, yeah. Throw it up in the air. By the time you've caught it, if it's fallen apart in the air, too dry, yeah. If it stayed in one piece until the moment you've caught it, wet enough. All right. That's how you do that. Now slurry, let's talk slurry. Nice and simple. 1/4 of a bucket of water, dust, cement dust, and a bit of PVA or SBR. Probably SBR really is what I should be advising people, but PVA is all right in the southeast, or where you don't get heavy frost like France and Spain. We've used it for years, and to be honest, I've never had a problem with it in the southeast, but they tell me we might. It's not frost proof. So you mix up your PVA, just a splash, your water and your dust, and what you're trying to achieve is, anyone who's had tomato soup, cream of tomato soup, that's what you're trying to achieve, that consistency. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too watery. And then all you do is set out your bed, like I said, 2 inches, set that out, get yourself an old cup. We're just using a little bit of a bottle here, look. Get yourself a nice hammer if you've got the money. A Howder Simplex 60 is the hammer, or a 50, there's the 2 sizes you want to buy. String line obviously set at the 2 ends, scoop of that, and a slosh on there, and it ain't got to be perfect. Yeah, I'm doing this one-handed, but it's worth it. Sit that on. Now ideally you want to be higher than you need to be, because that then gives you room to compress it, to compact it, and obviously gives you adjustment. That's it, job done. Now the nice thing about doing it this way with a dry bed instead of a wet bed is that if you do it on a wet bed, you tap this one, that one moves, that one moves, that one moves, they all move about. You're doing it this way, that doesn't happen. So give it a go, boys. And when you're doing this, never touch the string line, alright? The second you touch the string line is the second you potentially push the whole thing out. And if you touch the string line with every brick, you can lose an inch down the whole thing and ruin the whole job and not realise you've done it until right at the end. Now when you've laid about 10 of these, get yourself a straight edge. I shouldn't advise this, you shouldn't really do this with a level, but get your level out. Ideally get Ellis's level out, way better way of doing it. Yeah, just give them a tap over the top and that'll make all the difference to the eye later on. They'll look great where you are on your knees now doing it, but if you get them like this, the difference is massive. The other thing is you want to consider which way you're falling. Can you see that? We've got the bubble, we're halfway through the bubble. I'm increasing that fall as I go. So I know the gap under there is about 5mm. It was 10mm at the top, and as I get down to the bottom it's going to be level. So I'm thinking about that all the time. Not so easy, but it will work nice. Lovely.
Loads of power. No.
Alright, there you go, that's our edger in. That took us about, I don't know what you say, Ellis, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
45 minutes?
Yeah, 30 done.
Give it a little rinse off. If you look carefully, you'll notice, because of the angles of the driveway, we've got a fall here, but here we're going to be level. It's very difficult to get your levels right that it matches the paving, but can you see that? As you look down it, we're actually level at the bottom here, and then we actually fall away as we go further up. It gets steeper of a fall, and that's the kind of thing, that's the little details that make all the difference when you start laying the pavers inside. So we bought a bit more stone, we bought another ton to go down. We're just going to compact that. It's 2:15 and we're done for the day, so we've had a really good day. I think, let's be honest, we've really busted bollocks there, and aren't we, trying to look good on the internet? Yeah. But yeah,
There was a lot of sitting down in between everything.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we only just blitzed it. But yeah, really happy with that. That's the way to make money, isn't it, bud? So yeah, right. That's day one over. We'll whack this and we'll be back tomorrow.